our power supply company will shut down the electricity for 2 days, each from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. Anyway, the company is professional and give me 1 week to consider about a solution, because my tank have no backup. Welcome back to Doomsday. You already know that we're gonna have electricity breaking today, and we still have current. And it is early in the morning and we have some couple of hours to 8 o'clock. And I will tell you something about my things, how I get through the electricity breaking. Okay, first things first, my tank is only plugged into the wall and have no electricity redundancy. And this is a problem because an issue can hit you all and me, and I always thinking about to get a redundancy for the electricity breaking, but it's always the same. I was not pushing into any problem, and so I never think seriously about that. And it is really cool to just push into this problem and think about. Okay, my first thoughts was to getting a current generator, and I was searching for a very cheap one, and I also find some current generators under 100 euro. But with this kind of generator you have at least 2 problems. I was reading in the internet that one person have a problem after 1 use, and after 1 use the generator was just dead. So these cheap generators are not reliable, and maybe you can use it once, and if you have a run out later you cannot sure to have a device which work, and this is just not a good thing. The second problem is the current frequency, because these easy devices are not very well controlled and just run and make current, but you don't have an exact frequency, and this may cause problems or even can kill your devices. And therefore a cheap generator was not the solution. Okay, then we can have a very high price point generator which is very controlled and have a stable frequency, and your modern devices won't break. But you have to spend 400 or maybe 800 euros or more to get a really nice generator which don't harm your modern devices. And you still have a problem with these high price point generators, because they can just work 4 hours and not longer. And if you work longer than 4 hours, this device can break and you don't have any warranty, because it's not built for this long-term running. But I have a camper van and a big rechargeable battery, and so I decide to use this battery for my electricity breaking. This is a lithium battery and have 100 amps and 12 volt voltage, and so I have a lot of power which I can use. But I don't have endless power, and I just plugged in a very little pump. This is a little DC pump from Chebao, and I gonna use this pump. And you have to think about safety, and you should use a fuse on the plus side, because otherwise a cable can burn if you don't have this fuse on, and maybe it even can start to burn. Okay, it's 8 a.m. and 10 minutes, and you know we Germans may be very correct, and the company is breaking the electricity, and they say from 8 a.m. to maybe 12 o'clock. So now I have to start my pump. I have a switch on the side, and you see the green dots, and the pump is running. And as you can see, the pump provides the flow which is very important for this tank. It's not a lot flow, but still a little bit. You can see here this Ophelia is moving, and also on the other side on the tank the Ophelia is moving too. I don't do any thoughts about my light because that is not very important for the coral, but I was thinking about to get a little bit of air in this tank. And this is my second device. I have bought two devices, one from Amtra and the other one is from Marina. And the Amtra device is with a rechargeable battery, and this black box is just working with normal batteries. And I plugged these devices on my tank. Okay, the Amtra is plugged in and works. A little bit of oxygen and a little bit of flow should be enough to run this tank through the current breaking. But also now I have to do my home office and switched my modem on this battery. You can see this cable here. And this is my cable router. And now I will switch them on. Okay, the router is starting right now. Okay, nice to know. The internet doesn't working too. They also switched off the internet. Mahlzeit. It is 12 a.m. and the tank is working, the electricity is working, and all is fine. Now I can switch off all the devices, the air pumps and also the normal pump, which is plugged on this battery. What I have learned today. If you are on a budget, you have to go with the marine air pump, because this air pump is very cheap, maybe 13 euros, and he produces a ton of air. And if you have only 1 day of breaking current, there is no need for a flow pump, there is no need for a light, and even don't need a heater because your home should be warm enough. And maybe you can consider to have two of these air pumps. One pump you can use just for air in your tank, and another one you can build a simple flow pump like this. And I want to show you how you can build this pump very easy. But much more difficult are long-term breakings, and therefore you need maybe a current generator. And maybe the more worst case is when you stay away from home and you don't recognize the power outage. And therefore you need a lot of more technique, and this is much more difficult to handle this issue. But here in Germany we have a very stable power supply, and I don't think so much about. And I think a big solar panel and a big rechargeable battery is the best idea for a long-term breaking. That's for today, and I hope you learn something, and we see us the next time. Bye.